Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Specialist Friend, and today I will be your instructor for your class over Noise, Light, and Litter Discipline. This class is in accordance with 21-1-SMCT, and it specifically referenced 071-COM-0815. So to get started, let's do your safety brief for this classroom. If there's an active shooter, we will run, hide, fight. Watch your step. There's extension cords and stuff laying in the floor, so watch your step. You don't want to fall. So let's get into your task, condition, and standards. Your task is practice noise, light, and litter discipline in a tactical environment. Your conditions. You are a member of an unmounted patrol, and you will be conducting a tactical mission in an enemy-owned environment. Your standards. Prevent enemy from locating your element by exercising noise, light, and litter discipline anytime you're in your area of operations. So some ways that you can minimize your noise is by avoiding all unnecessary foot movement. That means unnecessary walking, just any unnecessary walking. Another way that you can minimize your noise discipline is by securing flapping metal, like your sling on your gun, for example. One way that you can do that is by taping your sling where it connects to your weapon. This is one way you can minimize it. Another way, I don't have a canteen cup, so I can't show you, but everybody knows that a canteen cup is loud whenever you're walking through the woods. And one of the ways that you can minimize it from being so loud is by taking the handles and taping them securely and firmly down to the canteen cup itself. Uh, Another way that you can do it is if you have strings hanging off of an LMTV, you can tape them up, but you will not tape moving parts of a vehicle or a weapon. I'll say again, you will not tape moving parts of a vehicle or moving parts to a weapon. Another way that you can minimize your noise discipline is by avoiding unnecessary talk. So only talking whenever you absolutely have to. For example, on a radio. You only want to talk on a radio if you absolutely have to talk on a radio. You also want to have the volume as far down as you can whenever you're talking on a radio. That way only you can hear it. Let's move on to light discipline in a patrol base. One of the things you can do, or one of the things that you will do in a patrol base, is you will not smoke. Everybody knows what a cigarette smells like. Everybody knows what a cigarette looks like whenever it's being lit and or being smoked. Another thing that you can do is conceal flashlights. Even if they are red lights, you still want to conceal them with a poncho, a tarp, or anything that you have on hand to conceal them. I'll demonstrate that now. If you're ever in a situation where all you have is a white light, you can take, all I have here is an OCP jacket. You can take your OCP jacket and cover whatever you're trying to light. That way you can see it. Works a lot better undercover. Another thing you can do is conceal your vehicles. So have camo nets over them. We use camo nets a lot. One of the ways that you can, flashlight is still going. One of the ways that you can, let's move on to litter. One of the ways that you can minimize your litter in an area is establish a litter collection point. Another thing that you can do is designate one pack on your ruck or your flick or anything that you have just for trash, and it's your trash only. Another thing you can do is whenever you leave an area is to verify that all litter has been removed from the area. An enemy patrol can come through the area and they can see an MRE wrapper or they can see something laying on the ground. That's a telltale sign that people have been there. Another way with litter is you take it all with you. All trash that is there, you take it with you. Anything that you have there, it goes with you. We'll now move on to the rehearsal phase in the classroom. I'm going to give the students 5 minutes to practice rehearsals and whatever they need to do. Now that the 5 minutes is up, we will move out to the training area and we will conduct a no or no-go phase of this training. Now that we're at the training area, I'm going to give you your safety brief for the training area. So the Army's going green. We reuse, recycle, all that. One of the other things that you have to look out for out here is falls. A way that we're going to mitigate that is we're going to have soldiers watch where they're going more carefully than they usually do. Another thing that we have out here is heat injuries. So everybody will be drinking water and as much water as they can. Another thing is illness. If a soldier's feeling ill, we will remove them from the training area until they are feeling better, and then if they don't feel better, they will be considered a no-go today and they'll have to come and retest tomorrow. Another thing we have is tripping hazards out here. There's trees, there's branches, there's brush. Again, just watch more carefully of where you're going. So now we're going to move on to the actual hands-on portion of this training event. And I will now conduct a hands-on PCCs and PCIs of my soldiers' equipment prior to stepping off to the training area. Now that the PCCs and PCIs are conducted, we will now move on to the actual training itself. And I want to reiterate the task, conditions, and standards. The task of this training is to practice noise, light, and litter discipline. The conditions of this training: you are a member of a dismounted patrol conducting a tactical mission in an enemy-dominated environment. The standards: prevent enemy forces from locating your element's position by practicing noise and light discipline at all times. We will now move on to the training itself, now that we've said the tasks, conditions, and standards again. Now that training is complete, for those that received a no-go today, there will be retesting tomorrow at building 110 at rehearsals start at 07. The retrain will start at 1000. SGL Hinsky, we had 3 goes and one no-go, putting us at a P at the proficiency rating. Now we conduct our AAR. What happened, what was supposed to happen, what did happen, what went wrong, and how can we improve the next time that we practice noise, light, and litter discipline. Now that our AAR is complete, we will conduct a police call. They will conduct a police call while I finish paperwork, and whenever the police call is finished, I will contact range control and see if we can close the range down for the day. Now that the police call has been conducted and range control has been contacted, range control informed me that the range is now cold and we're able to leave. Before we step off of the range, I will conduct another hands-on PCCs and PCI checks of my soldiers' equipment. Now that I have verified that all my soldiers have their equipment and all their gear, we will now step off. Thank you all for coming to my class. Have a good day.